They're off, racing then towards the first of the 8 flights of hurdles here in this Paxton's powered by Case IH Juvenile Novices Hurdle Race. And in the light blue colours, Thompson's Walls is the first one to begin with an advantage to Morstead in the red and white stripes. Favourite buried away on the inside in the noseband through the early stages. Not particularly great, slightly ballooned it, Cimmerian on the inside, should know better. Made a pretty fluent hurdling debut when bolting up at Hexham a few weeks ago as they start the climb then. And now face up towards that top turn. So at the head of affairs, rather choke out Thompson's Wall, who hasn't fully settled from Morstead and wider out the green colours of Tobago Bay. 3 lengths away then back to Cimmerian, who's parked on the inside of one of the colour changes. Sleeping Dragon now in light blue sleeves, who sits back in 5th position. The grey horse down the inside then is another hurdling debutant. That's Roman Legion, who will also need to confirm stamina here. Further back in the field then at this stage to the weighted with Arthurian in the dark blue and red colours. Also in that little back grouping races the colours of Hyper Viper, and the other colour change you haven't mentioned as the one that was slow there was Roman Legion. In the red and black quarters now is Time Watch, who's roundabout in the midfield at this stage as they come down the hill and on towards the flight, which will be the final one next time round, flight 3 on this occasion. Up front, Thompson's Walls has been usurped by Morstead, who took over there, wider out to Tobago Bay, and then to the inside races Thompson's Walls, who's back in 3rd. Further back then to Cimmerian, who's now only a few lengths off the case, tracked through in behind by the colours there of the trying to improve Sleeping Dragon as they're on the turn, but just niggle for a stride or two. Wider from him goes Time Watch as they're on that turn now and head on towards the roadside flight of hurdles. Up front then, it's Morstead, who put in a fluent leap there, and again not particularly good Roman Legion, whose hurdling has been pretty much less proficient than the rest of them at this stage. Given the shake-up is Sleeping Dragon, and also ridden along is Time Watch as they're now racing towards the first of 2 flights down the back straight. Morstead ridden in 2nd, Tobago Bay, and then back in 3rd to Thompson's Walls, another one who's got to confirm his stamina here. Not so Cimmerian, who stays well and is now within about 4 or 5 lengths off the pace. Further back then to Time Watch, who's trying to keep on from the back of the pack. Hyper Vipers past a few of them. Sultan of the Sands is hard at it. Arthurian can't go the pace, and neither can Sleeping Dragon as they're continuing their progress then past the point of departure, well past it. And up front it's now Tobago Bay for Sheena West, whose horses are in good form at this stage of the season, who has just a small lead. From in 2nd position there goes Morstead. However, back in behind all the while Cimmerian is trying to make progress, but just having to be ridden along there. But he did stay on really strongly when scoring at Hexham. Fair few more lengths back then to Roman Legion, who despite that a few mistakes he's made is still in there pitching. They're clear. Thompson's Walls hasn't got home after racing keenly. Top of the hill then, 2 more flights left to take, and up front here it's Tobago Bay, but now Cimmerian comes back on the bridle. To the inside there goes Morstead, and further back to Roman, back in behind rather to Roman Legion, who's trying to keep on as they now race back to the final couple of flights. Tobago Bay, well, is he a sitting duck to Cimmerian, who's coming hard at him now. Stamina assured here. Down then to the final couple of flights, and Cimmerian now ridden along Tobago Bay towards this favoured near side normally as they head now down towards the final couple of flights, and Tobago Bay still by over a length there. Cimmerian will need to dig deep here. They're clear of back in behind to Roman Legion. 1 flight left to take, and Tobago Bay is really in there pitching, and he's still got about a length and a half. 2 lengths advantage now. Cimmerian is called on for maximum effort, but he hasn't really picked up down to the final flight, and Tobago Bay comes towards it still by a length. Cimmerian now trying to dig in over on that far side. Tobago Bay the near side, Cimmerian the far side as they head up towards the line. Tobago Bay on the near side is all out here, and he's just scored, I think, from back in 2nd. Cimmerian back then to Roman Legion in 3rd ahead of Morstead, and they're clear of the keeping on back in behind Arthurian.
Well, Tobago Bay then wins for Sheena West all the way up from Sussex, 317 miles, the longest traveller apart from some of the Irish horses. Jamie Goldstein on board.
Tobago Bay was done it well.
Done it really well. Tobago Bay, horse rated 50 in the flat. The first of 2 runners here for Sheena West. I think those are her first ever runners at Sedgefield. I haven't seen if she's actually here or not.
Yeah,
she's here.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Jamie Goldstein, as far as he's concerned, he's had 2 rides prior to today. He's got 2 rides on today's card. He's never had a winner here either.
No, he'll be happy with this one though. He'll just give it a boot into the last. They got it wrong, but a tough little thing. Very tough. Good performance by the winner, mind.
Sheena West then, her first ever runner at Sedgefield. It is a winner. Enzo, what price was it returned?
16-1, Gordon. The winner, Tobago Bay, got the battle of that protracted duel with Cimmerian up the straight. Phil Curry kept telling us in commentary that stamina was assured with Cimmerian, but it wasn't enough in the end because Tobago Bay kept on finding, despite that untidy leap at the final flight. Horse who was no great shakes on the flat, but did stay up to 1.5 miles on the flat. And probably the best run on the flat was when fourth behind Red Linnet at Lingfield back in February. That wasn't a bad effort. And still a surprise that he's been good enough to outpoint the horse who had hurdling experience here in the shape of Cimmerian. Roman Legion a distant third, 16-1 the winner, 10-11 favourite the second, and 13-2 the third. 10 ran there without Irish Artist and Opening Hand. A shocking blow.
Tobago Bay then, a surprise winner of the first at Sedgefield today, and a first ever runner at the track for this lady here, Sheena West. Well done.
That's great, wasn't it? Yeah, it's my birthday today, and we got up at 4:30 this morning to bring him up here because we thought he'd run a big race.
And he did run a big race. I mean, what were the instructions beforehand to Jamie?
I don't know, Jamie rides him and schools him at home. Well, we always said he'd just try and go out and make calls as much as possible. Jumping is his asset. He scored over fences at home, and he loves it. And he's not very big, but he's doing what we always thought he could do, and what I know Mick Shannon always thought he could do as a 2-year-old as well. And
I believe he's been on the phone.
He said he'd be first on the phone, yeah.
Why come to Sedgefield?
Because it's the earliest juvenile we could find after Stratford was off. Otherwise, we had to wait till market raising.